They're the best the medium has to offer all year round. This is Ashley with WatchMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 20 best anime of each year.
The more I fight him, the more I understand why he's the champion.
For this list, we're trying something a little different. We're going to be listing the anime that we feel were the greatest of that particular year, starting all the way back in 2000 and working our way up to 2019. Keep in mind, we will only be considering the first season of an anime, and you're likely to see some disparities between this list and some of our best of year videos.
それ全部きれいにしたら今晩ラーメンおごってやる。
2000, Hajime no Ippo.
I want to be really strong, just like you, Mr. Takamura. I want to be a new person.
A true knockout entry for sports anime, and one hell of a way to welcome in the new millennium. Ippo's journey from weak-willed victim all the way to boxing champion is one of the definitive underdog stories, complete with explosive battles, enough training sequences to get anyone motivated, and so much heart you don't so much live in fear of Ippo's fists as you do want to go out and share a drink with him.
Now!
Its later seasons would certainly deliver with the visual splendor, but even to this day, the matches of Ippo's younger years still hit the mark. 2001, Digimon Tamers.
Well, is it? It looks like him.
Everyone's got their favorite season starring the digital monsters, but none went to darker places, took more risks, and caused more nightmare fuel than this clique. You have a war between the human and digital worlds, Digimon being treated as weapons instead of partners, digital genocide, a final boss that used the trauma of a broken little girl to cross over to the real world, and everything that happened with Beelzemon.
Do what you must, Beelzemon, but I will not let you hurt these children!
Yeah, things were manic, but also kind of amazing, to the point where we're not sure if the franchise could, or should, ever try to reach such heights again. 2002, Naruto. Every knuckle-headed ninja has a beginning, and while it was later marred in filler, no one can deny the impact and influence this former member of the Big Three had, even well before its Shippuden days. The world, the lore, the jutsu, the numerous battles that still stand in the upper echelons of what the golden age of anime has to offer, it's on display right here and captured the love and imagination of millions of fans alike. It's kind of hard to forget such standout fights as Kakashi vs Zabuza and Rock Lee vs Gaara. 2003, Fullmetal Alchemist. Did it deviate from the source material? Yes. Was it still considered the apex of anime for the longest time? Also yes. Say what you will about Dante, the resonance of the Elric brothers' original journey to obtain the Philosopher's Stone and restore their bodies was monumental.
It's been 3 years and you haven't gotten any closer.
I'm going to find it no matter what.
All balanced with a slew of fascinating characters, cultures, and the complex machinations of alchemy serving as its foundation. The fact the creators of this anime were able to build their own world off a few volumes of the manga is incredibly impressive. 2004, Monster.
Oh God, just run! Run away! Please!
It's been a long time, Doctor. It's me.
One does not simply discuss the greatest villains in anime without mentioning the sheer menace that is Johann Liebert, who stands as the perfect reminder that there is nothing more terrifying than a human without empathy.
Stop it! You can't just go around killing! Why not?
After choosing to save the life of a child over a prominent political figure, Dr. Tenma unwittingly unleashes a genius sociopath into the world, one who won't let his insidious spree end unless the good doctor breaks his oath and pulls the trigger himself. As warped as Johann's antics might be, they're nonetheless wholly captivating, proving that just a spoken word can be deadlier than a bullet.
Well, Richard, how about a drink?
2005, Mushishi.
Don't worry, he's fine. I've dealt with cases like his before.
Saturated in a lush atmosphere, this supernatural anthology is just as relaxing as it is intriguing.
Whenever I close my second eyelid, she's there by the river.
Chronicling the various exploits of the Mushi master known as Ginkgo as he aids those who have come into contact with these mysterious entities, the series isn't so much a narrative juggernaut as it is an episodic spectacle that presented us with various creatures who affect the human inhabitants around them in the most creative, if dangerous of ways, often leading to Ginkgo having to outsmart them before things take a lethal turn.
Just as I suspected. I'm trapped. I can't get out. Now this is going to be a problem.
2006, Code Geass, Lelouch of the Rebellion.
ルルーシュビ・ブリタニアが命じる。貴様たちは死ね。
Where can you expect to find an expertly crafted narrative, a lead character whose every action inches him further towards the morally grey, all with a sci-fi backdrop and plenty of political discord to keep you invested? Under the shadow of the man called Zero, that's where.
私はゼロ。
ゼロ?
Fueled by his disdain for his family's legacy of destruction and prejudice, Lelouch v Britannia becomes the fire of the rebellion after being granted the mind-altering abilities of the Geass, paving the way for revolution amongst the oppressed masses, and creating one of anime's best anti-heroes in the process. He is the man who makes miracles after all. 2007, Gurren Lagann. Drilling through the heavens and blowing our damn minds along the way, the sight of two giant robots the size of whole galaxies duking it out continues to stand out in our minds even to this day. Well, that, and Kamina's topless, unparalleled manliness as he rallies together the last battalions of humanity to free them from the Beastmen's supremacy. The characters are anime tropes personified and yet remain wholly endearing. The action is so off the chain that it turned the cosmos into a battlefield. Plus, it had Yoko.
あなたたち、下がってなさい。
また地上から。
今度は女の人だ。
2008, Toradora.
Today's the day you finally say your name!
Opposites attract? You have no idea. Fair warning, this is the only rom-com to make the list, mainly because it's the rom-com to defy all rom-coms thanks to its unorthodox duo and their rocky climb towards confessing their true feelings, while also presenting us with plenty of laughs and some surprisingly stellar action scenes.
All I know is, I'm not gonna stop.
For all of Ryuji's naivete and Taiga's explosive temper, the two prove to be so perfect for each other that by the time they finally get around to kissing, you'll be openly applauding.
One more time.
2009, Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood.
コートが台無しじゃねえか。
オートミール。
That's right, it's a double whammy. And while you might think it is unfair that the Elrics took the top spot a second time, can you actually argue that they don't deserve it? For all the splendor that the original series had, Brotherhood turned out to be an entirely different beast, perfectly adapting the manga's sublime storyline from beginning to end, and in doing so gave us a journey that many claim places it up there as the greatest anime of all time. Ed and Al's brotherly bond, the battles with the homunculi, the commentary on war, religion and philosophy, everything this series sets out to do, it nails, and by the law of equivalent exchange, earned our eternal admiration. 2010, Durarara.
俺の中ではまだ全体の400分の5くらいしか喋ってない感じだよ。ちなみに400分の4は狩沢さんたちのことな。
It's a city filled with gangsters, killers, the world's strongest bartender, and a sexy Grim Reaper missing her head. And yet, we'd give anything to stay.
実際挑発してるんだよ。
The gaggle of school kids masquerading as main characters may not have been the most thrilling of protagonists, but the rest of the cast are monumental. Isaiah is a somewhat crazy info broker who knows his way around a knife. Shizuo is a monster in both his rage and the strength of his fists. And Celti is a top-tier waifu, despite lacking a cranium. Put all of them in one spot and what do you get? Interconnected lunacy of the best kind.
僕はここでこの街でよそでは到底できないような経験をした。
2011, Hunter x Hunter.
先に姿を現したのはゴン選手。現在4戦して3勝1敗。波に乗っています。頑張れよゴン。
The golden child of shonen, whose source material paved the way for many of the medium's most beloved tropes, brought into the modern age with stunning visuals and fluidity. You want a tight-knit group who go through major growing pains and development together? Say hello to Gon and the squad. You want to see typical anime conventions, but expertly constructed and paced? How about a tournament arc and evil organization one after another? You want fight scenes that transcend all others? We kindly refer you to Netero vs Meruem. There's just so much good content here that it pains us we'll likely never see it continued. 2012, Jojos Bizarre Adventure. By himself, Jonathan Joestar and his exploits might not have made the cut. However, the original series also had the entirety of Battle Tendency attached to it. With a memorable supportive cast, out-of-this-world scenarios, and the fabulous villains, this is a series you'll have a hard time putting down from start to finish.
ただの若者だった。シーザー。
And let's not forget about one of the most memorable protagonists in recent history, Joseph Joestar. The guy who talks so much crap, pulls Tommy guns out of his backside, and makes opponents question their own sanity purely through bluffs. The man just can't be topped. 2013, Attack on Titan. While everyone is in agreement that Season 3 was when this series elevated itself to one of the best in modern memory, we can't forget the genesis of what would go on to become one of the most popular series on the planet, hitting the mainstream harder than when Eren watched his mother get eaten alive. When their defenses are broken by the giant cannibalistic creatures known as Titans, it falls to the dwindling members of the Survey Corps to bite back or risk extinction. The depth of the lore may not be present in the first season, but it did give us visceral action that only the likes of Levi and Mikasa could deliver. 2014, Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works.
Are you worthy to be my master?
The Fateverse has numerous entries under its noble phantasm-sized belt, ranging from the forgettable to the divine. Following on from the equally compelling Zero, the franchise delivered a series that was as flashy as it was accessible, giving the Fifth Holy Grail War the attention it deserved, with fight sequences dripping with detail and crisp animation.
So that's how it is.
For the hardcore followers, it was the rendition they had always wanted to see. For newcomers, the intensity of the clashes between the 7 heroes and their masters easily made up for all the heavy exposition. (2015) One Punch Man. What's the secret to enthralling a whole generation of anime fans in a single season? One guy who is a hero for fun and packs a punch so strong that everything falls before his might. By itself, the concept might seem pretty plain, if not for the fact Saitama and his newfound career of saving lives and insta-killing bad guys also flips every hero cliche on its head in favor of great slapstick and fight scenes that push the boundaries of hype. Why just have a standard punch-out with the final boss when you can have the lead getting catapulted into the moon before retaliating with a blow that splits the ozone layer? 2016, My Hero Academia.
君はヒーローになれる。
Speaking of superhero origins, while the latest seasons would deliver on the action and emotional maturity of characters in a big way, there's no denying that Deku's rise from humble fanboy all the way to inheritor of One for All was flooded with charm, great introductions to the wannabe caped crusaders of UA High, as well as fight scenes that for the first time were pretty damn gripping. From the embittered rivalry with Bakugo all the way to All Might's Silver Age-inspired brilliance, the way in which this anime both deconstructs and pays homage to the genre certainly won over plenty of hearts. 2017, Made in Abyss.
レグ、これが私たちの住む町、大穴の町、オースだよ。 Turns out appearances, even blindingly beautiful ones, can indeed be deceiving. What we originally thought to be a charming adventure between an enthusiastic cave raider and his cyborg buddy turned out to be darker, more profound, and emotionally devastating than we could have ever imagined. Trekking into the unknown of the Great Abyss, the duo's journey to find Riko's mother didn't only turn out to be fraught with danger, but quickly revealed our innocent leads to have zero plot armor. For every lush landscape, there's a haunting twist right around the corner. It's one of the most unique concepts you're likely to see. It just doesn't hold back with its savage storytelling. (2018) Devilman Crybaby. Merging stylized action with the legendary source material's unfiltered meditation on the worst humanity has to offer, this reimagining of one of anime's most brutal anti-heroes does not make for an easy watch, though it is essential.
Not only does it give Akira's character the treatment he deserves as a gentle soul dealing with a new demonic alter ego, it also wasn't afraid to go to some seriously messed up places, all without coming across as cheap or unearned in its shock value. You'll cry, you'll lose your shit, you'll cry some more, but you'll be happy you went through with it, even if you're left hollow by the end. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure to go into your settings and switch on notifications. 2019 Vinland Saga. It says something about a series' pedigree when it kicks things off in such a masterful manner, and somehow continues to excel in every preceding episode. There's no other way to say it. Thorfinn's misguided quest for revenge in the time of Vikings, war, and political conspiracy is already on track to be one of the true greats in this new era of anime. The gory confrontations contained within the rich historical setting would usually be enough, but that's almost an afterthought when compared to the phenomenal character development, especially in regards to Ashlad, whose antics had us hooked from the very beginning. Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.